Right now, as you watch this, 2 billion people lack access to safe drinking water. By 2030, that number could double. And by 2050, we may see the first major wars fought not over oil, not over territory, but over something far more fundamental: water. This isn't speculation. It's mathematics. We're using water faster than the planet can replenish it. Aquifers that took thousands of years to fill are being drained in decades. Rivers that sustained civilizations for millennia are running dry. I'm Marcus Vane, and today we're going to explore why water scarcity might be the defining crisis of our lifetime, and why almost nobody is talking about it. Here's something that surprises most people. Of all the fresh water we use, only about 10% goes to households. Drinking, showering, washing dishes, that's a tiny fraction. 70% goes to agriculture. Growing food is incredibly water-intensive. A single pound of beef requires nearly 2,000 gallons of water. One almond? About a gallon. That morning coffee? 37 gallons when you account for growing the beans. The remaining 20% goes to industry. Manufacturing, power plants, mining. Your smartphone required thousands of gallons to produce. Your car? Tens of thousands. So when we talk about water conservation, turning off the tap while brushing your teeth is nice, but it's a rounding error. The real water decisions happen in agriculture and industry, far from public view. Some regions are already in crisis. The Middle East and North Africa have the least renewable water per capita of any region on Earth. Countries like Yemen, Jordan, and Libya are approaching what hydrologists call absolute water scarcity, less than 500 cubic meters per person per year. But this isn't just a desert problem. India is facing a catastrophic groundwater crisis. The country has 21 of the world's 37 most overexploited aquifers. Cities like Chennai and Bangalore have come dangerously close to running out of water entirely. Mexico City, built on an ancient lakebed, is sinking as it drains the aquifer beneath it. Parts of the city have dropped 30 feet in the last century. And Cape Town, South Africa, came within weeks of becoming the first major city to run out of water in 2018. They called it Day Zero. It was only averted through emergency rationing. These aren't isolated incidents. They're previews. When water becomes scarce, conflict follows. Ethiopia built the Grand Renaissance Dam on the Blue Nile. Egypt, which depends on the Nile for 97% of its water, called it an existential threat. Egyptian officials have openly discussed military options. This is a dispute between two nations with a combined population of 200 million people. India and Pakistan share rivers that originate in the Himalayas. As glaciers retreat and water flows change, these nuclear-armed neighbors will face increasingly difficult negotiations. The Colorado River, which supplies water to 40 million Americans and vast agricultural regions, is in crisis. Lakes Mead and Powell have dropped to historic lows. States are fighting over every drop. Most armed conflicts today already have a water dimension. Syria's civil war was preceded by the worst drought in the region's recorded history, which drove millions of farmers into cities. Climate researchers call these threat multipliers. Water stress doesn't cause wars directly, but it makes everything else worse. There is hope, and it comes from technology. Desalination, turning seawater into fresh water, has become dramatically cheaper. Israel now gets 55% of its domestic water from desalination. Saudi Arabia and the UAE are building massive plants. But desalination is energy intensive. You need power to remove salt from water. This is why the future of water is deeply connected to the future of energy. Cheap, clean energy could unlock virtually unlimited fresh water from the oceans. Water recycling is advancing too. Singapore recycles wastewater into drinking water so pure it exceeds WHO standards. It sounds unpleasant, but the technology works. Agriculture is innovating. Drip irrigation, pioneered by Israel, uses 90% less water than traditional methods. Vertical farms use 95% less. Genetic engineering is creating drought-resistant crops. The technology exists. The question is whether we can deploy it fast enough, and whether the countries that need it most can afford it. Even if you live in a water-rich region, this will affect you. Food prices will rise. When California's Central Valley, which grows a quarter of America's food, faces water restrictions, everyone pays more at the grocery store. When droughts hit grain-producing regions, global food markets spike. Migration will increase. The World Bank estimates that by 2050, up to 200 million people could be displaced by water scarcity. That's a migration crisis unlike anything in modern history. Property values will shift. Homes in water-stressed regions may become less valuable. Some areas might become uninsurable. Investment patterns will change. Water infrastructure, water technology, water-efficient agriculture, these sectors will grow. Companies that waste water will face increasing pressure. Water is about to become a factor in almost every major decision. Where to live, what to eat, where to invest, how nations relate to each other. This isn't a hopeless situation. It's a solvable problem if we choose to solve it. We know how to use water more efficiently. We know how to desalinate. We know how to recycle. We know how to grow more food with less water. The technology exists. What's missing is urgency. Water infrastructure is expensive and unglamorous. Politicians don't win elections by fixing pipes and building treatment plants. The crisis builds slowly, invisibly, underground, until suddenly it isn't invisible anymore. The next few decades will determine whether we manage this transition smoothly or chaotically, whether water scarcity becomes a source of cooperation or conflict, whether we invest now or pay far more later. If this helped you understand the water crisis, subscribe for more on the forces shaping our future. And tell me in the comments, is water scarcity something you've thought about before? I'm Marcus Vane. Thanks for watching.